Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video I have got some of the newest releases from E.L.F and I'm going to be trying them on today and also doing a full day wear test. So I got the new waterproof eyebrow pencil. I don't know what the benefit of your brow pencil being waterproof just for an everyday sort of a moment is, but I got the same colour that I already have in the regular brow pencil. This is one of my favourite ones, so I'm excited to see if this is sort of similar but hopefully just a little bit more long lasting. Not that I find this one not long lasting, but excited to see how this one compares. Then I also got one of their H2O proof Inkwell eyeliners and I got this in the green shade, which is called Dark Envy, and I just think that that looks incredible. And I love these sort of liquid eyeliners where you actually dip the brush into the liquid. I just find that a lot easier to use. And I also of course got the new mascara. So this is the Lash Xtndr Mascara Length and Definition. So I'm going to be applying all these products today and then coming back honestly in around about like 14-15 hours. It's a long day today, but let's see how these apply, shall we? I'm going to start with the brow pencil because I feel like I look like an alien until I've got my brows on. So this is the waterproof Instant Lift Brow Pencil and this is in the shade Neutral Brown. Like I say, that's the colour that I've always got in the regular Instant Lift Brow Pencil. So the tip looks the same. It's not a micro sort of a pencil. It is quite a large tip, so you sort of get the product on quite quickly, and then it's got a spoolie on the other end so you can brush it through. First impressions on the swatch on the back of my hand, it feels exactly the same, like exactly, but let's pop this into the brows and see what we think. Okay, so first impressions are it's very similar, but this feels slightly more waxy, almost as if it's got a little bit of hold to it, which I absolutely do not mind. I'm just going to brush through the product a little bit. It's, on first impressions, it does just look like exactly the same colour that I am used to, but just where the Instant Lift, the original one, feels quite creamy and very sort of smooth, this one does feel as though it's sort of holding the brow hairs in place a little bit, which is nice. I am going to just go over with my E.L.F. Wow Brow because I feel like my brows just don't look the same until I've got that product on. So I'm just using this in the shade Brunette, and I'm just going to lightly fluff over the brow hairs, not for any sort of hold. That's not why I use this product. I like to just have that sort of definition of the actual brow hairs, with this being a tinted gel. I like having that colour on the actual brow hairs just to make them look a little bit more full. Yes, I'm very happy with how that's looking. I have had quite bad luck with brow products recently, coming out orange and coming out green as of the video that I filmed yesterday, so very happy to have some fairly decent brows on my head. Let's get into the eyeliner. Like I say, this is in the shade Dark Envy and they had loads of different shades. I was trying to decide which one I wanted to get. If this is good, I probably will pick up the other shades because I love a coloured eyeliner, but let's just give this a little shake. So it's got quite a firm felt tip, sort of an applicator. I generally prefer a brush, but we'll see how we go with this one. That colour is perfection. That's like an army sort of khaki green. I really hope that's showing up as beautiful as it is. It's dark, but it's not so dark that I think that that will just look like a black on the eyes. That's a really nice colour. Now, let's see how we get on actually drawing this onto my eyeballs. I would love to know, and I don't know why I'm talking whilst I do this, but hey ho, I would love to know what your preference is for an eyeliner. I always prefer, and I always have preferred, a brush tip to actually apply the liquid liner, but I do feel like a lot of places at the minute are coming out with ones like this where it's like a firm felt tip. I just need to re-dip in to get more colour on there. I don't know why I struggle so much with these sort of an applicators. That was fairly easy to do. I do feel like from quite far away that is still looking just like a black, but I know that it's green and I like that. So that is both sides done for the liquid liner, and I just zoomed you in so that you might be able to see a little bit better. I feel like it's got a quite strange finish. It's not dried down matte, it's almost like a vinyl sort of finish where it still looks a little bit wet, but this is completely dry. I'm not worried about it sort of smudging or anything, but it's almost like it's shiny. It's quite a strange finish, but I really like the colour. I don't really like the applicator though. That was quite difficult for me to use. I understand that a lot of people will want that sort of a felt tip applicator. I just find them a little bit more difficult to use. I do prefer a brush, but let's get into the mascara now, and I will leave you zoomed in for this. So this is the Lash Xtndr Mascara Length and Definition, and I got this in pitch black. They had two black shades and also a brown, so if you are more of a brown mascara kind of gal, then there is an option in this one. I really like the packaging. I love the colour of the lid, and then all of this is like foiled metallic-y, and let's see what the brush is like. Okay, so it just sort of looks like a regular mascara wand where it's slightly tapered towards the end, and the bristles are quite short and stubby, so I'm guessing that they will like really grab onto the lashes. Let's see how we go with this. I will do one side with one coat and one side with two so that we can see how this is going to build up. On the first swipe, I have already got that all over my eyelids, but that is just me. I am very clumsy and messy when I am applying mascara. I don't think a day goes by where I don't get mascara all over my eyelids. Okay, so that's 2 layers on this side and 1 layer on this side. I feel like that's built up really nicely with that second coat. Obviously the first coat just with 1 layer is quite natural, quite sort of fluttery looking. I prefer it with the 2 layers because I like quite a dramatic, thick sort of a lash. I do feel like it's giving me quite a lot of volume, and I do feel like the length is definitely there. Like my lashes look so long. I feel like that looks really nice. And I will say as well, I don't think I've ever tried a tubing mascara before, which is what this is apparently. I don't really know what that means, but I'm excited to see sort of how this is going to wear throughout the day. And also the joy of this is apparently the removal at the end of the day, so I will be doing that with you later on. Let me just even myself up with a second coat on this side. So that is me done and ready for the day. What time is it currently? It is 8:14 in the morning, and I will be back probably at around about 10 PM this evening to show you how all of this is wearing. My first impressions are that I really like the brow pencil and I really like the mascara. I'm just not sure on the applicator of the liquid liner. It looks absolutely fine. I am not mad with how this looks. It's just not the easiest thing for somebody like me who's not very good at liquid liner. It's not the easiest thing to actually use because the tip of it is so firm I find it just a little bit more difficult to use. But let's see how all of this is looking in 14 hours. Okay, so the time is now 10:51 in the evening. It is nearly 11 o'clock. I am ready to get all of this makeup off my face, but I've got some thoughts now that I've been wearing this makeup for around about 15 hours. I've got some thoughts. I don't think that this eyeliner is very long lasting, and I will zoom you in a minute so that you can actually see what I'm talking about. But I feel like it's not transferred. I wouldn't say that it's transferred, but it has sort of mingled with the oils that I've got going on my eyelids, and I feel like it's sort of made all of my eyelid go a little bit green, which is a little bit strange. But I do feel like the mascara has lasted really well, and the brow pencil, considering I've been wearing this hat for most of the day and I've been wearing it like this to try and keep me warm, I do feel like it has not taken off the old eyebrows. So let me zoom you in and you might be able to see what I mean with this eyeliner situation. So if I just try and sort of pull my eyelashes down a little bit with this brush, can you see where all of this area has gone a little bit green? And I do feel like on this side as well, it's almost like flaking off the product. Now, the swatches that I did on the back of my hand, where I swatched the eyebrow pencil and the liquid liner on the back of my hand earlier, they did not come off. They were wanting to be on there all day. I properly had to scrub at them with soap and water to get it off the back of my hand. Like 3 or 4 times I had to properly scrub at my hand to get those off. So let's see how easy it is to remove. That's meant to be the perk of this mascara, that it's a tubing formula, so it's not meant to smudge or anything like that, and it's meant to just sort of pull off in the tubes, which I'm a little bit scared about, but let's see how we go. So I'm just going to take a cotton pad and some micellar water. This is the Revolution micellar water, the aloe vera one. I'm just going to get a little bit of this on the cotton pad, and I will hold it over my eye here to see how easy it is to get this mascara off, because like I say, that liquid eyeliner earlier was wanting to be on the back of my hand for the whole day. That's strange. It's all still on my lashes there. Let me go in with a little bit more movement rather than just swiping it off. That is really not removing very easily at all. Like, normal mascaras would come off a lot easier than this. I have others that come off easier than this. I feel like I'm having to sort of scrub at my lashes a little bit more than usual. It's almost coming off in bits rather than it coming off in tubes like I thought it was going to. It's coming off in really strange sort of little chunks, and I still feel like I've got quite a bit of product on my lashes here. And this is a micellar water that I use regularly. It's one that I really like a lot of the time. A few swipes and that's coming off. A little bit strange though. Okay, so after quite a bit of scrubbing, I do feel like I've got most of that mascara off. I am probably going to go in with a cleansing balm just to get the last little bits of those off. But yeah, I suppose it has removed fairly well. I do feel like I had to scrub a little bit more than usual, but maybe that's just me being lucky with a lot of the other mascaras that I like to use, where because it's not a tubing formula, it does just come off quite easily. I will also say, when I was sort of just going about my day earlier, when I had the liquid liner on, I was very aware of it being there, and by that I mean it felt really firm. It felt really like solid on my lash line in quite an uncomfortable way. And it also, where it has that sort of vinyl finish that I showed you in the clip from this morning, where it had that sort of shiny, still wet look, I felt like as my eyes were open, and if I was like looking upwards, so my eyes were, you know, folded in on themselves, then when I blinked or if I looked down, it was like the skin was stuck to the liquid liner and I could feel it like pulling away. So I was very aware of the liquid liner being on my lash line. So I just don't think that that one is necessarily worth your money. There are other liquid liners on the market that I think are way better than that one. Granted, not in the cute colours that this new E.L.F. release has come out with, but I do feel like there's options, and I do feel like there's a lot more on the market that I prefer over that one. I do just feel like there's a few little things that could be tweaked a little bit to make it a little bit better. I would prefer it if it was a brush applicator. I know I keep going on about that, but I just find it so much easier, and I would prefer it if it was a matte finish. I feel like then you wouldn't get that sticky feeling on your eyelid. You wouldn't get that feeling of, you know, your eyelid actually sticking to the liquid liner. But the brow pencil, I'm a big old fan of. I would say that I probably prefer that over the original one, just because I really enjoyed the feeling of the like sort of waxy feeling of the pencil, where it had that little bit of hold. And I really, really liked the mascara. That still looked great by the end of the day. So let me know, have you tried any of these products as well? Or are there any other new releases that you would like to see a full day wear test for, such as this one? If you like this, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe down below. I post 3 times a week, on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. It's always affordable and it's always cruelty free. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.